Hello and welcome. I'm Daniel.
I'm Andrew. We're brothers, and this is the Daniel and Andrew Show.
Where we give our opinions about movies and TV and movies about AI that aren't AI that we've been watching lately. So, Andrew, how you doing today?
I'm good. How about you?
I am great. Did you do anything fun this week?
Cyberpunk, new update / DLC came out. That basically made it the game it was supposed to be when it came out 2 years ago.
That's good.
That's pretty good.
Not broken games are always fun.
Yeah, it's actually pretty fun. So I'm enjoying it.
That's cool. They're finally getting the game that they should have gotten, and that game was in development for like 100 million years. So
Yeah,
excellent. Probably like 10 years until that game was actually ready to where it should be.
I mean, yeah, you could say that about other things like Starfield, but
I played quite a bit of that game.
you would probably like Cyberpunk actually, because it's a better game than Starfield, and it's very story driven and very similar things, but no downsides of like having to wait 48 hours to sell all the crap you have and fast traveling around and stuff.
You just go to places.
Or you could just be at the same place and sell everything at once because I don't have unlimited time on my hands,
Yeah. Well, I've done like all the factions stuff now, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll do the main story now. So, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm at a good point with it. That I guess I could probably just finish the game. But
yeah,
and you can do the like start with all your stuff again.
New Game Plus,
yeah. But I don't know if I want to do that. But now it's instead of like I'm going, oh, I want to get up or get home and play this game. It's like, all right, I got up or I'm getting home and maybe I'll play it. So that's usually not a good sign for anything that I play. So cool. Anywho, you watch anything this week?
No. I really just I told you I started season 3 of Murderers, but I still haven't watched anything since last week, and just Ahsoka whenever a new episode drops.
Well, the new one was today, the last one today. Finale.
I thought it was tomorrow.
Today's Tuesday. Wednesday? No, it's Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday?
It's like prime time on Tuesdays. It's like 8 o'clock or something on Tuesdays.
Okay, I'll definitely watch that today then if it's come out.
Yeah, I need to catch up on that. Only Murders in the Building also ended today. And I haven't watched any since the first couple episodes. There's other shows that I haven't. There's just a ton of shows I have banked, and I almost never choose to watch a show that I actually watch. I've been watching, like, trying new shows and then not coming back to them. So, and they're mostly garbage, not even,
And I finally finished that Heart of Stone movie with Gal Gadot. That was so horrible. It took me like 3 weeks to finish it.
Yeah, I think that was probably just when you could have just.
I should have stopped watching it, but I just didn't feel like starting something new, and that would always just be there.
Yeah, that is annoying. The not finished little bar and everything. Yep.
Yeah,
I got a lot of those on my stuff, but it does bother. Yeah.
Did you watch it or no?
Mm-mm.
Oh
I
yeah,
thought about
okay.
it, but I never did,
It's not,
and
yeah,
I
it's not
won't
worth.
because if you say it's bad, it's got to be horrible.
It's pretty cringe. Like,
That if you think it's bad, it's probably the worst movie ever.
yeah,
Um, because you're usually with action, you're usually nicer. But if
yeah.
it's a
I do give leeway, but this is just so far
yeah,
out there. Some of the action, like, it's just so stupid.
yeah, yeah. Well, we can get straight into trailers because there's one action movie on here, um, a legendary
Oh,
action director, uh,
yeah.
John
They
Woo.
only said it like 12 times in that
Yeah,
trailer.
because that's what's selling it. It's not like Joel Kinnaman is gonna sell you anything.
True, true. Off the top of your head, what's like his most famous movie, I guess?
Oh, Suicide Squad, and he was in both of them.
No, no, not him. The
John
director guy.
Woo. Oh, Mission Impossible 2.
Okay.
Mission Impossible 2. He did Face Off, the one with John Travolta and Nicolas Cage, where they literally just switch faces.
Okay.
He's he was the one that like popularized like the slow motion. He's the guy you like where they would like jump and like shoot in slow motion, and like doves
Uh,
flying and stuff.
okay.
He's I think he's Chinese. Yeah, he's Chinese, and so he has that. It was like martial arts. He made like martial arts movies and stuff like that, but it was like slow motion and stuff. And then he brought it over to the Western, and then everyone was like, "Ooh, this is cool." And then they were like, "Just kidding, we don't like you anymore because you're too out there for us," I guess at the time.
Okay.
And his movies
Well,
aren't usually particularly good.
well, I think this movie looks pretty good. Um,
Yeah, I I'm fine with it. These bloody action Christmas movies for
yeah,
this
I think this looks better than that one. The one you're specifically talking about, Violent Night.
Violent Night instead of Silent Night. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this one looks slightly better.
Did you see Violent Night?
I watched it on the plane and I fell asleep on the second half and meant to get back to it, but
Yeah.
I never did.
Yeah. I thought that movie was pretty fun.
I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I just think this one.
I'll take David Harbour over Joel Kinnaman any day.
I agree with you. I do like him better, but I think the action's going to be better in this movie.
Yeah, well, he's definitely going to do his style mixed with like a John Wick is what they're going for.
Oh yeah, it's literally the first John Wick where they kill his dog and he gets revenge. It's like, except now he's like his kid's getting killed or something.
Yeah, it's not a
And he
dog.
needs revenge.
It's not a dog, which people are like, the dog's more important than a kid. But yeah,
Yeah, he should have in the trailer. He should have tried to protect a dog instead.
yeah,
And
that people would have really
yeah.
cared. People would have been like, all right, everyone in the world needs to die.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll see it. I guess he can't talk. That's why he's silent because he got shot in the neck. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, that makes it better.
Silent.
We don't need talking. That's literally the definition. We don't need talking in these movies.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there'll be a lot more talking than they lead on in the trailer.
It'll just be like, who is this guy? What does he want?
Yeah.
Baba Yaga.
Yeah. Yeah, he is basically John Wick, isn't he?
That's what I'm saying.
Anyway, well, I think Joel Kinnaman and Keanu Reeves are about on the same level acting quality. So,
Oh, that's harsh, man. That's
What?
harsh. You're right, but it's harsh.
tell me a movie you're blown away with either of their acting.
Well, you have to see the good ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Constantine was pretty good, but he's doing the same shtick he does in every movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you say that, but you don't complain when it's Jack Black doing it.
Jack Black I've seen him do like different things, and he can play different
I guess
characters.
that's true. He has done some more serious work
Yeah,
before.
Keanu Reeves is just the same in everything. I guess he's slightly different in like Bill and Ted, but I
There
wouldn't
you
be
go.
like
Look at those. Look at that acting range,
acting
man.
skills. Yeah, artiste, thespian. Yeah, no. But yeah, I don't know. Anywho, yeah, movie looks fine. Looks like an action movie, and
I
I'll
will
probably
say
watch it.
that's out of the ones that we watched for the trailers for this episode. This one by far looks the most interesting to me.
Yes. Really? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. I said
let's.
that.
That's surprising. Okay, let's talk about Leave the World Behind because I think that'll be your least interested one.
Oh yeah. I've already forgotten that movie.
Julia Roberts, Mahershala Ali, uh, Ethan Hawke, and Kevin Bacon, and they look exactly the same.
They do.
Like I was like, wait a second, is Kevin Bacon in this movie? Or I was like, or was it Kevin Bacon the whole time? But no, it is Ethan Hawke and Kevin Bacon. They just look exactly the same.
They do look similar, yeah.
Well, because they have like the same hairstyle and beard, and they're white. Like it's like who is who? But yeah. Anyway, looks weird, but
I mean, from that, what was even happening in that trailer? They're like,
don't know.
Something's out there.
Yeah, something's happening.
It just doesn't. I don't know. I see what they went for in the trailer. I don't know what to be excited for. I don't know what's happening.
Well, they're not giving the whole thing away.
It's like there's been other movies like this where they do something like that in the trailer. Yeah. What was that one with Mark Wahlberg?
The Happening?
One? Yeah. And they're just like, what's happening in the trailer? So I've never seen the movie.
Well, that movie is literally you watch the movie and it's like basically nothing. Like it's like
that's what I feel like in this one. I feel
what's
like
happening, and then it's basically like what is happening? Like
yeah.
They're like, what's happening? They're like looking at grass blowing and they're like, oh no.
Yeah. That's what I felt like in this trailer.
Yeah, I think this will be a little different than that, but yeah. Great, good movies there. Yeah. Well, we can. I think we're good on that. I thought it looks kind of interesting, but we can go from.
We'll have to go to another trailer, watch another trailer to talk more about it.
Yeah,
I feel like there's not much to talk about.
Well, we can go from virtually knowing nothing about what's going on in a movie to telling you the entirety of the story of a movie in another trailer, which is Wish. Yeah, they don't even. There's not even like a twist or anything. It's just like here it is. What'd you think?
It's like another generic. Wow, looks like a rip of Frozen or something. I don't know. Got nothing. Right. It didn't look like there was singing in the movie itself. It did seem to have a soundtrack that was pretty decent, but I mean, I don't know.
I can confirm there is definitely singing in the movie. It is a musical.
Oh. I just didn't see any of it in the trailer.
Yeah, they don't have her singing. They just have the song in the background. In this trailer, at least. It's Ariana DeBose. She won Oscar for what's it called? West Side Story. She's the voice. Her name is Asha. Chris Pine is the voice of the king. And then Alan Tudyk is the voice of the goat. Yeah, I think it's a goat.
Yeah.
She wishes upon a star, and then the star comes to her.
Yeah.
Well, it's supposed to. This movie is supposed to be for the celebration of the 100 years of Disney. So that's why they did the
Oh.
star thing. Wish upon when you wish upon a star. You know the
Why don't you
song that
give us a
plays.
good movie? It's the 100th anniversary.
Yeah. Well, we haven't seen it yet.
That's true. It just looked like you can know going into a movie if it's going to be a good movie. And I will be very surprised if this is like a crazy movie. But
Yeah, I think. Well, I thought
it just looked
Frozen.
pretty plain Jane to me.
Yeah, but like, aren't all of them kind of just like look like that, and then you just go and watch the movie, and then
Yeah, and I still feel the same way about Frozen. I think it's pretty plain Jane. It's just
oh
the
no,
music was like crazy good.
I think Frozen's good. Just they did different things with
No,
it.
I didn't think it wasn't that good.
It's a good movie.
The villain who was like he was like a good guy, and then it was like just so no, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
but that wasn't
I
like
mean,
that
we're
was not
sisters,
with it. Yeah, this is good.
sister power, and
Different
then the
stuff, man.
snowman. It's the same. The goats, the snowman.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not saying that doesn't make Frozen bad because
I just think it's generic, and they just happened to trap lightning in a bottle. I don't think it was that really that great of stuff.
yeah, I got you. I think it's might even be the same people. Like I know it's Disney, obviously. Yeah, it's the same director who did
Yeah.
Frozen. So taken from himself.
Taken from himself.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably they probably went to him and was like, "We want Frozen 3, but not called Frozen 3. We need a different IP. Go ahead and make it.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want."
Wonder if the music's from the same people too. Wouldn't be surprised. No, different. Different person. No, wait, maybe? No, different. Anyway, whatever. So, all right. So Andrew's not that excited about Disney's next movie. Well, I think like a lot of people have been feeling that way, including the one we're going to talk about today. All right, so we'll talk about the last trailer, which is I thought the trailer you would actually be excited about, which is Argyle.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not excited for it, but it wasn't what I was expecting.
Are you disappointed that it's not just a Henry Cavill movie?
A little bit.
Yeah.
It's a pretty huge cast. I just don't. The shtick is that she's like writing a book or whatever.
Right.
It will have to convince me that it's funny in the movie.
I'll tell you one thing. It not just being Henry Cavill's spy movie makes it
I'm
way
sure
better.
that raised it for you.
Oh
yeah.
man, I'm like, all right, I'm ready for this. I was like,
It's just
I thought it was going to be another generic.
that's the Kingsman guy, and when he goes crazy, it gets stupid, and I don't like it. And this looks crazy to me.
Well,
But-
I believe that it is not just his. I don't think he wrote it. I think it's based on a book. So, I think
As long as we're not seeing robot dogs and Rasputin doing the jig on the floor and stuff.
oh,
Okay
come
with
on. Rasputin doing the jig.
I couldn't even finish that movie. It was just so goofy.
Oh, I did. I thought that movie was fine. And
No. You told me the ending to it too, and I was like, wow, that is so dumb.
yeah,
There's something about the kid or whatever.
it's not. That's not the ending. There's actually more movie after that, but yeah, it's
Oh, God. Just, no.
the thing is, it was just a little too long, that one. Anyway, I'm definitely interested. I like Sam Rockwell a lot, Oscar-winning actor there,
Why do people like Sam Rockwell so
because he
much?
is awesome. I
I've
like
always thought
he's
he's
good in
been.
everything.
I've never thought he was bad in anything. I just never like thought he was this good. But once I watched this trailer, I saw some reactions. People are like, "Sam Rockwell's the best guy ever." I'm
You
just like,
if you
"What did
you're
I?
never
What
gonna
movie did I miss?"
you're never
Exactly.
gonna watch this movie, but the one he won the Oscar for, it's called Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. It is really sad, but he is freaking crazy good, and like you would like it's like what who is this, like it's not at all what
Hmm.
he's not dancing like goofy guy in this movie. He's like,
But that's pretty much the only time I've ever seen him
yeah,
is
that movie
doing that
he
shtick.
is like an evil person, and you want to see him just get like killed and beat
Mhm.
up or whatever. He is horrible in that movie, but he's really good in that movie. So Sam
Okay.
Rockwell's a good actor. Um, there's other movies he's been good in too, but he can do
Yeah.
pretty much anything. So
Well, if they can in the movie, if they sell the shtick of the book thing, and
yeah,
it's just like, oh, it's the book, and that's why it's so up out there and stuff, then I might like it. I'll buy into it.
yeah. Well, I think just like Kick Ass and Kingsman, they're all kind of ridiculous anyway. So I think you just
Well, but both of those movies they got worse as they made more of them.
well
Kick
he
Ass
didn't
one was good, and then
he
Kick
didn't
Ass
make the
two was
second
like,
one. That's just a bad movie. He didn't make that one.
okay,
I don't think he was involved at all.
okay, and then Kingsman for me, the second one was awful, and the third one I couldn't finish.
I don't think it was awful, but yeah. I know there's still
Hey,
good parts
look,
of it.
these movies are literally designed for me, and if I'm not liking them, something's wrong with them.
Yeah. I don't know. I think there's a pretty good cast in this movie. I like Matthew Vaughn. So we'll
I
see.
want to like the movie. I want to like the movie. I'm not trying to dislike it.
Yeah.
I hope it's good.
Yeah. And then there's a cat the whole time. You should like that.
Yeah. Henry Cavill's stupid hair. I mean, what's not to like?
Oh, that's awesome. He should keep that
Yeah.
just all the time.
Oh, please, no, don't.
I can't. I really want him to go to like of the premiere, or like he's like. I hope they
Mm,
get those strikes over and everything, so he can promote it, and then he has to like go out looking like
with that hair.
all the time. That's funny to me. You got Dua Lipa for some reason.
Well, this is the one that we were talking about that was like supposed to be a James Bond kind of movie, right?
Yeah, so he said that I want to make this movie and have Henry Cavill be my spy, so they can't have him be James Bond. Is what he said. That was the quote
Okay.
he gave.
Yeah, and we
It
were
was.
discussing it, and I was liking the idea of what I had in my mind, and this was nowhere near the idea of my
I
mind.
know. I know it wasn't. It wasn't me either. But that's why I kind of like it. I think him. Well, that's funny because they were talking about this. He was the rumored top choice to do the next James Bond. Matthew Vaughn direct it. So I just think that's
Mhm.
funny. I don't know. It could be weird and bad, or weird and good. So
Yeah, we'll see.
this was a movie
Time will
that
tell.
I wanted to see months ago. They were doing like one of those early screenings or whatever for it, test
Yeah, I
screenings,
remember.
and I wanted
Yeah,
to go see it. So
and they were like sold out or something.
exactly, I got there and they were like, "Sorry, bye." So,
Yeah,
but they were only doing one showing, so it was sold out. The other movies
yeah,
I've gone to the other test screenings and they did like 5 of them or something. So
yeah.
is
That would have been pretty cool if you got to see it.
yeah, I was definitely thought it would have been cool too.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe it's bad because it took a really long time for them. They were putting it out in February, and this was like last February.
I mean, I could
earlier this year.
see
So,
why they would need a test screen this movie
yeah,
because it's could easily fail.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, exactly. I think it's Apple as well, so you'll be able to probably see it in theaters in
Cool.
Apple, I believe. There's actually another movie. That was all the trailers, but there's actually a movie. The guy who directed Once and Sing Street, he has a movie that's on Apple right now, and that's also in theaters called Flora and Son, and I want to check that out.
Okay.
Just
I have not seen a trailer of it or anything. So.
I haven't either, but that guy I like
You
Once,
just like the guy.
and I really
much.
like Sing Street. That movie's great, and this is his newest movie since Sing Street, I think. So I want to check that out. I might even go see it today. But yep. Anyway, that's a director I like. That's why I bring it up.
Good to know. I'll put that in my notepad.
It's probably music related, so probably because I think all of his movies are. So anyway, I think that was everything. Unless you have something for me.
You didn't have no news or nothing?
Oh yeah, right. Well, music related. Beyonce. Tay Tay needs to step aside for Queen Bey. Beyonce's doing a tour movie, and you can't even.
Okay, I get it now.
You can't even say they're capitalizing on the success of something because that movie hasn't even come out yet. That Taylor Swift, they're like, I will not be out. She's like, I will not be outdone. I will put out my own tour movie. And
I would rather see the Beyonce one than the Taylor Swift one. So
absolutely. But I think this is just her latest album. It's not even like,
it's not the greatest hits.
No, Taylor Swift's is like the reason why it was so did so well is because it was like her greatest.
That's next on Beyonce's agenda then. Because that would go crazy.
Beyonce, she did like the highest grossing tour of all time, and it's just her most recent album. So that's how crazy it is. But also Beyonce's tour tickets are probably expensive, super expensive. So, but I guess thank you, music stars, for saving movie theaters, I guess. Because I'm sure that's going to make a lot of money too.
The theater here, I don't even know how it stays in business because whenever I'm there, there's like, no matter what movie it is, there's been like 2 other people.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you seeing it like at weird times or something?
I mean, I see on the weekends and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, you're not in a big city anymore, so you probably got rid of your AMC thing and everything.
Yep, it's gonzo.
Yep.
But I mean, the tickets here are like $8 or something like that.
Nice. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, we're gonna only have to talk about big movies because that's all the movies you're gonna be able to see. There won't be any indie movie. You can't see any indie movies there. I don't think they're gonna get
I think the theaters are a little bigger than that. They do show them. I just don't know who watches them.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't see anyone there. Like you walk into like, with the snack bar and stuff, it's dead. Like there's not even employees to like take your tickets or anything.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they had to cut back during the pandemic and everything. I think you've only been there a little bit and you come like this is like the deadest time for movies. Like the Nun, like the Nun was the highest gross, like the number 1 movie for like 3 weeks, and that's
true.
Trash. So
the last couple of movies have not been that great. So.
Yeah. So anyway, so let's talk about a movie you saw at that theater with 2 other people, I'm sure. This week we're talking about The Creator.
Yep. And I only saw it with my wife, so.
Is that one other person?
Yeah.
You guys were the only 2 in there?
There was some people like in the very front row for some reason. I don't know, some
Yeah.
loonies.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I mean, a completely empty theater, and you picked the front row. Like, what's wrong
Well,
with you?
I saw it in like the whatever the premium screen, and it's like a huge theater, and it wasn't very busy for me
Yeah.
either. But I saw it in the Dolby's, and the sound design and the music is really good. So it
Yeah.
sounded good. All right. So did you like the movie?
I thought I was gonna like it more than I did watching the trailers.
Okay.
Um,
So you didn't like it as much as you thought you would.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I thought I was gonna be like, I love this movie because I love sci-fi. 9 out of 10 or something like that. That was not the case. Um, this movie is definitely missing. I don't want to say star power, but like it's missing like chemistry with the main characters and like a likable main character or side characters. I felt like all the characters kind of fell flat, and I didn't really care like if anyone died or anything, or it was mostly about the overall plot, and I also didn't care about that too much either. Uh, so in my eyes, this movie was not that great. I was pretty disappointed. What do you think?
I liked it a lot, actually. But you were not the only one that felt that way. Dad felt pretty much exactly what you said is pretty much how he felt. And then other person I've talked to thought it sucked. Like crap, not interested, boring, whatever. Seen it before.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. The only thing that I for me is we need to stop trying to make Gemma Chan happen because it's not working.
Who?
The lady, the one the one he's going to find the whole movie most of the time.
Yeah, that's the Eternals girl, right? Mm-hmm.
She's
got the same face.
Just same face. She's wooden. She's and this isn't the first AI thing. She was like about in a show where she was a robot, and it makes sense because she's very wooden.
She's got the face for it.
She just like she's a beautiful woman, but it's just like okay, she's fine. Like there's nothing. She's definitely. She's so unbelievable. I love her so much. I gotta go to the ends of the world to find her. And I was like, I don't think she's worth it, dude. For her, no.
Yeah, just the one scene that they gave them at the beginning just wasn't enough to sell me on that long movie that we had to watch for the whole thing. It didn't work with me.
I just think if it was somebody else, like the lady was like someone actually charismatic and stuff, it might have been different. She does nothing for me. So whatever. And I did like John David Washington. I think he's a good actor.
Yeah, I've seen him in some other stuff, but with what he was given, I don't think there was really anyone for him to work off of. You had the kid. Kid did all right. It just none of the main characters worked for me in any way in this movie.
I actually liked the little girl a lot. I thought she was really good. I'm not really honestly a big fan of kid acting usually, and I thought she was really good. I actually thought she was the best part.
Yeah, I don't think she detracted from the movie. The plot just didn't really ring with me, so she didn't ring with me.
Yeah. So here's a few things. Americans are the bad guys. So I don't, I
It's
don't,
fine.
yeah, but it is a little weird. Like, Americans and Western culture is like bad. And then like the Asian, and we're like, coming and
Yeah, I see the irony in it,
yeah,
but
it's a little weird. I think seeing that, just especially when it's like for an American studio, and I don't know, for like mostly American audience, like I feel like, I don't know if it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna do well, just at all. Um, I've I felt like it was. Uh, I So I liked this movie. I need to go back to that because I don't feel like we're.
okay.
I just wanted to get over kind of the things I didn't like. I thought this movie was really well made. It looks really, really good. It was made.
Really, I thought you were gonna say that it was too dark because it was way too dark for
It
me.
was dark, but
It had like that, the DC thing where everything's like
no, it didn't.
dark on purpose.
I'll tell you, the Zack Snyder DC movies have a color change.
Yeah,
This
this
didn't
movie
have
was just
that.
dark.
This movie was just dark. I
Yeah.
prefer the dark, like actual darkness, to weird distorted color, and that makes it dark. That's what I didn't like. I have no problem with darkness, and it's because this movie was made for not $200 million. It was made for $80 million. So but they filmed in real environments, and then they added in the CGI elements, which is more interesting and better to look at than completely CGI and costing $200 million. That's when you get putting babies in microwaves. So,
I don't think it has to go down that route, but yeah, I see
but
what
you
you're
know what
saying.
I mean? Like, or
Yeah,
that's what
I
it.
know what you mean.
Yeah,
It
that's what
should always be a mix of practical and CGI.
They
effects.
actually went to these places and these
Yeah.
interesting locales, and then they added in the stuff. For some reason, it's worked for me. I think I did like John David Washington's lead character. I liked Little Girl. I like Ken Watanabe. He's good. He's the leader guy of the AIs or whatever.
I felt like he was pretty underused, but yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like he's always kind of just like a stoic side guy.
Yeah.
The guy who directed Rogue One, and then before that, he directed Godzilla, which also had Ken Watanabe in it. The new one of these, the Godzilla ones currently. So I knew it was going to look good. The score is really good, Hans Zimmer score, and I thought it sounded. I felt like we were there. Like it felt, fully realized place. I could see where people would kind of see this as like a Blade Runner, where they're bored, and that's why they're not interested.
Yeah. It was boring. The action was not great.
Yeah, I think, yeah. So I think it's either you are in for the story and stuff, or you're gonna be bored and go, well, there's not not enough action for me, or
wasn't
whatever.
enough action, and the story's definitely been told before, and it wasn't told well, I think.
Yeah, I think there's some interesting themes in here, things that they're exploring, that I won't spoil.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil it,
but yeah, we could talk about spoilers here in a second.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I thought this movie was really going to be like an 8 or 9 out of 10. Based off the trailers, maybe I hyped myself up without knowing it. I don't know.
I think the reason I don't know if you watched any reviews or anything for this movie, but
No.
almost all the reviewers that I watched liked it a lot. So, um,
Mm.
I had high expectations for it. This is definitely like a film person's movie. Um, I don't think it is people. So whoever him making it, he was not. He did not have his business hat on. He had his artist hat on, and he did not make the most commercially friendly movie
Mm.
there is, because there's really no stars in this movie. Allison Janney is a good actress, but doesn't. She's not. There's no star. She just has no star power. Um, and John David Washington cannot lead a film like his dad. Um, so
Yeah.
you know, if this movie was made 15 years ago and his dad was the lead role, this would have made a lot of money. But
Mm.
it's yeah, there is no real driving force behind this. Women, I don't think, are going to see this movie. There's no reason to. Like, there's no one in it that appeals to them. It's a very small sect of the audience that's going to go see this movie, I think, based
Yeah.
on
I
what
mean, I feel like sci-fi has a pretty huge audience.
it does.
And
But if it does, you need those people need
it
to
needs to be
go
good.
multiple times, and I don't
Yeah,
think
and
this is a
there's no
movie.
reason. There's no
Yeah,
science behind it. There's nothing. You always say like, "What's his head makes movies too complicated, too smart for no reason." There's none. There's none of that. There's no Easter eggs, nothing like that.
yeah. I think, like I said, he didn't put his business hat on, and he didn't make anything like where they need to explore stuff in a sequel, unanswered questions. He literally made, this is the movie, the beginning, middle, and end that I want, and that's what
Mhm.
happens. It, and all that stuff. There's no Hollywood ending or anything. There's like, it's just not going to permeate, because I think the people that watch it and like it will watch it and like it, and then nobody else will.
Okay.
It's just the execution. There was a flaw in the execution, I think. I don't think the movie is particularly bad or not good. I actually quite enjoyed the movie. But we can we'll give our ratings and stuff when we can talk about spoilers.
So we're not giving ratings now.
No,
That's what
let's
you're saying.
give our ratings.
Oh. What's yours?
Uh, I was higher, and now I'm kind of a little lower. But I'm at like
I mean, you can change it in spoilers, but what do you think?
okay. Well, right now I'm at an 8. I thought this movie was really
Okay.
good, actually. And there's only like a few detractors for me. One being Gemma Chan, and then there's a few other little things that kind of bother me. But
Mm-hmm.
go ahead.
I'm at a 6.
Okay.
I wasn't even between 6 and 7. I was between 5 and 6.
Oh wow.
Maybe I've just seen so much sci-fi that this just does nothing for me.
Yeah, I think I've turned around on sci-fi in recent years. So that's probably why I like it more, because I haven't seen like everything. Like
Yeah, I've seen a lot of sci-fi stuff.
yeah,
I don't know. Felt like this was going for like a, I don't want to say interstellar kind of thing, but this has been told before, and I feel like it's been told better.
it just reminds me of Rogue One, which he made, and Blade Runner mixed together. That's what it's very similar to those
I
two.
guess.
It's because it's like neon with the ship and everything, and then
Yeah.
the
I also didn't like Blade Runner, and I don't like Rogue One, so
Yeah.
maybe it's just that it was a disaster waiting for me to
yeah.
watch
I
it.
honestly think I'm honestly not surprised you didn't like the movie. I thought it would not be for like, I know you like sci-fi, but you like sci-fi that has like a fun adventure stuff to it. This is like there. He's going for like 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 Seven Samurai, like a Kira Tozawa film or something mixed
Yeah.
with sci-fi, and that's not for you. So
I mean, I like samurais.
yeah, but the way he did it, anyway.
I
Yeah,
see what you're saying. That
story
turns out to
driven.
be a boring film, then it's a boring film.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think it was boring. So, all right. So I'm at an 8, and it might go down a little bit. We'll see. And then you're at a 6.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what do I want to talk about? Okay. So it was the setup of the movie is that that AI has been created or whatever, and they have like robots working for them and stuff and everything, and then the robots apparently set off a nuke in Los Angeles, and that starts a whole war.
Stupid droid carrying their nukes and tripping, and it blows up.
I don't think that's what happened.
God.
They're saying it was like,
Kill them all.
the AI did a planned attack.
And the twist is, it wasn't them. It was human error. It was a human who tripped and dropped that nuke.
No, I don't think so.
It's just so stupid.
I don't know. That doesn't surprise.
It was better when it said the AI nuked them, and then once he said it was an error, then I was like, okay, if you say so.
You don't like that,
No, it was dumb. Should just either you just whatever the reason why it happened should have just made known at the beginning, and that was it.
I think it makes sense because if there was a mess up, there has been in American history, there's been mess ups, and then they
and they're saying they cover it up. Yeah,
and and
the cover up led them to war.
Correct.
It's just dumb, stupid.
I think it's a commentary on us going
world
to war
events.
and
I get it.
that we shouldn't have been in and stuff like that.
Okay, well, I don't care what you think about the world. I want to watch a stinking movie, and it sucked. That part sucked. It was dumb.
Okay, well, just saying that's
people don't just misplace their nukes and have errors and blow up the entire city. I'm sorry, this is not how it works.
Yeah, I I think it's funny how you're thinking of it like someone misplaced something. That's not what
that's what they made it sound like.
I think that's what you gleamed from it. I don't think that's what they made it sound like.
To set off a nuke, you need like 10 different people to sign off and stuff.
You don't know.
What happened? Did someone pull their pin of their grenade next to the bomb on accident?
I don't think that's how nuclear bombs work. Yeah,
I'm curious. Like, what happened?
I think there's some things they don't delve into very much because it's just like this is the setup and we're getting into the
okay, well then you should have never had the throw-in line. Like he seems to know exactly what happened. He was like, did you know it was human error? Oh, okay, back to the movie. AI would have never done that. We just want peace. We are the good guys.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know.
Anyway, got you. I've been on the topic for too long. Continue.
I think that. So yeah, the thing that I think will hurt the movie is, like I said, there's no Hollywood ending, and in the fact that they can't just be a happy family at the end. They just just die.
I never thought there was going to be a happy ending at the end of this movie.
Why not?
Because it was obvious. He was obviously always going to sacrifice himself for the kid. And it was obvious that it was basically his kid, but not really his kid.
Right.
And then her surviving the whole nuke thing didn't really make sense. It wasn't a nuke, but a explosion. and she was just like on life support for 5 years or something. That's still a little unbelievable to me. I don't know.
What's unbelievable about that?
That they just kept her alive for 5 years from tubes.
And there's people that have been on life support for many years. I don't think that's super weird.
It's just if there's no, they were like, we kept her alive because our program says we can't keep her alive or something. It's just dumb. She's not coming. She's not coming back. You pulled a plug. Yeah,
But they couldn't. They
$1 million baby.
They said they couldn't. So
yeah, I know. They said they couldn't. That's their only explanation. There's a lot of things where they just have a throwaway line. This is why we did not.
I will say, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why this stuff doesn't bother me. It just doesn't. I
like reasoning that makes sense, and
I guess the thing is if they don't say anything, then you'd be like, why didn't they just do this thing? You know what I mean? Like, so they can't say something because then that's not good enough. And then, but if they don't say anything, it's like, why didn't you? Whatever. Is that, if that makes sense? What I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. Sometimes they just don't explain things altogether.
And then you go, well, they didn't explain that.
Is it that much to ask for a good explanation in a sci-fi movie where
I don't know
explanations
I don't know
needed?
if that is a bad explanation. Like, that's just like a thing that, like, I don't know. Like, she's on life support. What are you talking? And then,
I just don't think, no, this is some sophisticated beings here. No one was like, man, we should just put her out. We can't bring her back,
that
obviously.
I can't hurt the humans or whatever. That's like part of their programming.
They hurt humans all the time, though. That's my point. They're like, oh, they couldn't hurt Nirmada or whatever. That's what it was.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, whatever crap.
I agree.
Let me just explain the movie to you.
Sounds good. I don't know. I just had a good time in the movie, I guess. I thought the pacing was pretty good. I wasn't bored.
It was too long. This was a too long movie as well. This is all of your criticisms. It's like they don't exist for this.
It was a little too long, I will say that, but I felt like the pacing was good. Like, I didn't feel like we were stuck somewhere for a really long time. I thought it kept moving along well, at least. That's where too long movies affect.
No, the pacing. There was like, so that he has to go like kill the girl with his little EMP gun, because we're in Asia like the whole time, and then they get captured. All these people are just basically dying for essentially no reason when they could have just been captured like 10 years ago and then done this whole plan. And he shuts him off. No one can figure out that he just, flipped the switch. They're like, oh no, he's dead. Nothing.
What? I'm confused on what we're talking about.
Okay, in the ship, he's like, the kid's like, no one will let us go near him or anything. Like, what are you talking about? You captured him. You can kill him. Why are you pretending like you can't kill him? But for whatever reason, they need the dad to come kill him, right? The child, because they're trying to deactivate it. You remember this?
I'm confused. Who's captured? The girl?
The girl and the father are captured by America.
Right.
And they force him to go EMP the kid at point blank for some reason. And their reasoning for that is the child won't let anyone come near him or something like that, near her. Whatever reason.
Yeah. No, they were going.
They can't just kill the child.
No, they were going to. But he's like an agent or whatever. So they're like, well, this was your mission or whatever. So you should go take care of it. And then he goes, well, I want to do it, because I've been doing this whole mission or whatever.
Okay, fine. Anyways, so he goes to go, quote unquote, kill the child.
Yeah.
And he aims the EMP gun, but for whatever reason, the EMP does nothing. And he just turns her off.
Yeah.
And the people are, oh, she's dead. Somehow they couldn't tell that she was alive.
That was on. It was not.
It was just in turn off mode.
Yeah, whatever. Sleep
put
mode.
the computer in sleep mode,
Yeah.
and they couldn't tell.
Yeah, I guess.
All that technology, they had things hooked up to it.
Okay, I got it. All right, now I got it. Now I see what the issue is here. My gosh. Sorry. This when you say he and him and does this to this now and they're in this place, it's like, okay, I'm like trying to decipher what you're talking about.
And
okay,
he whispers something in her ear, and then they don't figure it out until later.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, got that.
Stupid.
Okay. Whatever. Cool. Stupid.
And then they go, and he is able to control everything, and they're able to get on a plane and fly up to the space station. And they know what space station he's on, or what plane, and they're not just like, okay, blow up the plane. Or they literally take all the civilians off the plane, and they still don't just blow up the plane. They're like, let's go in single file and go get them. Not just blow up the plane. Because this robot has the ability to completely, they don't know what it can do. It can just destroy the thing that there's most prized possession, the flying ship. And they didn't just blow it up.
I still think they wanted to study it, so if they could bring it back alive, I think they wanted that would be more helpful because they wanted to get all the information and everything. That would be my assumption.
Okay. Well, when you have to make the story yourself, I think that's just bad writing. But they go in single file, they all get airlocked, and then this kid runs through the entire place, just locking doors. No guards in that room when he closed the door, and gets by everybody. And then on the way back, he just happens to run past the room with all the cyborgs that's just like wide open. That just has her face or whatever.
Yeah.
It was just so convenient. And he's like, okay, I guess I'll this kid, the mom.
Yeah.
I gotta bring mom.
Yeah.
No,
I see there is convenient. Yeah, okay. I see what your problem is.
And then he puts we knew that when they took that chip of her mind or whatever. That's what I was saying. I was like, why don't they just take her mind? Because they've done it before already in the movie where they take the consciousness out. She's still alive. Why don't you just... She's literally Nirmata, the most tech-savvy person. They could have figured it out. Nope. 5 years, they couldn't do absolutely jack. Just kept her on tubes. Could have put her consciousness into a robot body, and then you're good.
They didn't. I don't think they didn't have the tech that the
Americans has for some reason. But they literally built the most advanced AI ever, but they don't have the technology that the Americans have now.
I guess. All right, I get it. Whatever.
Stupid.
Yeah, that is stupid.
Sorry, you talk for a while. I'm kind of jumping down your throat.
No, it's fine. I think your problems are definitely a valid criticism to the movie. Yeah, that's true. Well, I guess I'm also not. You do definitely care more about like plot holes and things like that, and I care more about like the characters and stuff like that, and so yeah, I could see that definitely hampering somebody that cares about that, right, of your enjoyment.
Like I was saying, I didn't think the characters did anything for me either, which was the real nail in the coffin.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so it makes sense that you wouldn't like it as much.
Really, the chemistry that needed to work was him and the wife, and you only get the one scene at the beginning. And then him and the kid was fine.
I'll say about I don't think the chemistry between him and the wife needed to be that strong.
That's the whole motivation of the main character, though, is he's trying to find his
I
wife.
think it's more about the idea of, just doing things for someone you love. I don't think it's like, oh, because we love this couple so much.
I guess. I see what you're saying.
But like I said, it's tough either way. So I don't know.
If he had just made the wife his dog, then everyone would have enjoyed it.
I agree. And I think we can all agree on that. Dogs are more important than people. So cool. Yeah, I don't know. I think I like it because it is original. I know everything is derivative of something. It's just how it is. Nothing is original, like a truly 100,000% original. But it's something not based on any IP, not based on a book, not a sequel, not a prequel. It's its own thing. And honestly, he kind of probably made it because, he wasn't. They actually fired him from Rogue One. Probably because he probably wanted to make it too artsy. This one and Rogue One have very similar ending, which is not happy yay ending, except kind of is, because it's like, yay, the rebels win, or yay,
the war continues.
I know,
but like they're not just the reason they were losing was because of that.
But their contribution goes to the ending of them. So that's
also kind of dumb that they were just like, oh, he's going to destroy this place, so let's just missile launch all of our missiles into them just because. I was like, if you're willing to just kill them all already, like, why haven't you done that?
Yeah. Once again, that's another, I feel like that's just like saying like the US could blow everyone to smithereens.
Okay, so you're saying it's another. Okay, well, stupid. Can't just people just make a movie to make a movie anymore?
I'm sorry, but everything has always been there.
There's always been
themes.
like, yeah, but not too directly like that. And if there is one like that, then I probably don't like it.
Well, like, I'm pretty sure Star Wars was political commentary.
I mean, Star Wars is that they're supposed to be somewhat Nazis,
yeah,
and controlling the universe or whatever.
Yeah,
it's still very like slavery's bad sort of thing, or very generic people are bad kind of things. When you're getting too nitpicky on world events like that, that's where I'm like, just tell a story, man.
Like I said, I think it's a little weird. Well, it's also a British filmmaker making a movie about Americans being bad is weird to make it for Western audiences. I think that's weird. I think that's where it might be like, I don't like that because we're American.
I mean, I really don't care that Americans are the bad guys, but just the reasoning behind it, which is the bomb exploding in Los Angeles, is so overlooked. So it's just like, so everyone's just like, we gotta kill them all, and the main villain's just like, I will do anything to it. Just all the motivations I don't buy into them, so I didn't end up liking their characters.
Well, this is the second movie this year with a British filmmaker making a movie based the original thing is based around a nuke, and it's kind of like, well, the Americans kind of, could be bad, do bad things, blow everybody up or whatever. I don't know. So it's like I said, it's just nothing about it makes it like where it would be super popular in the United States for me. I'm just like, I don't know.
But I see what you're saying.
that doesn't take away
Other,
from the artistic merit of the rest of the movie for me.
yeah. Well, I don't think just because making the Americans bad is what's going to turn people off on this movie. I think it's just going to be a boring movie for most people.
Yeah, but I think that could bother people. I'm also saying
I guess.
it's
Yeah.
not a happy ending. You know, it is more artsy. There's no commercial stars in this movie. Americans being the bad guys. There's lots of things that wouldn't make it. He was not thinking, how do I make the most money? He's thinking, I want to make the movie I want to make.
Okay.
So that's how I feel about the movie. I guess I'd come down to like a 7 because I still think there's good parts about this movie.
There are there good parts of
I thought it looked good. I thought it sounded
it?
good.
Does
The
look
music
good.
was
It does.
good.
The music is
I
good.
thought
Yeah.
there was good acting. I thought Allison Janney did a good job as the sort of villain.
She's kind of there being bad.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought they did a good job. I don't know. Maybe you just thought it was generic or whatever, but I thought it was good.
It's just the technology part of it where she's like taking people's consciousness out, and it's like it's that easy to do that and apply it to other. I don't know. It's movies do that all the time where, in Star Wars, if someone uses the Force to choke somebody, why doesn't someone use the Force to choke somebody else in a different scene?
I think it's weird because if this movie had came out 30 years ago and people loved it, and then we were like told, okay, this is a good movie, you should like this, then we might feel differently. I feel like because I feel like Star Wars, there's lots of people that watch it, they're fresh, they're adults and watch it, right? And then they go, I didn't like this. I thought this was goofy, and they're like space wizards and stuff like that. But because our parents liked it, and and it's beloved by the two generations.
I think there's plenty of people that don't like Star Wars, but usually people that don't like Star Wars don't like sci-fi in general.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like it's weird. I think there's a lot of artistic merit to this movie. I think it's original, so we should just support that. It wasn't made for $200-300 million. I don't know. You need more movies like this to.
I agree with you. I think we do. I just think this one missed the mark.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still think it's worth a watch.
I do too.
And you make up your own mind if you enjoy it or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, it missed the mark. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I will go 7.5. That's what I'll go with.
Okay, I'll go 5.5 then.
All right. I'm cool with that. This is definitely way better than average, or slightly above average, but
from your point of view, yeah.
I would not call this an average movie.
I mean, I was getting there because it just had too many. Like I said, it was a story that's been told before, just with different names on things, and then none of the characters stood out to me. And then there was just glaring plot holes left and right. So
yeah,
it brings down the film for me.
Yeah. When you have characters that are just part of the, he doesn't want them to stand out. He wants them to be like, make a picture or whatever. Yeah. Then you have no one that you're rooting for or whatever. Yeah, I can see. Like I said,
Yeah.
I see what he's doing, and I can see where casual, just going to see a fun movie would be bored or didn't like it. So, yeah. Anyway, I think we've talked about this movie enough.
I'm trying to think of a movie what's a good movie that's like this, that has like an ensemble. Don't say Rogue One, but is like really good and lots of people like. Can you think of one?
A movie like this? No.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I think. Well,
I just want to know like what would be like the top tier of this type of movie is
I
what
don't
I'm
know.
trying.
I think like, well, like I said, these are it reminded me of like he's trying to do like that like those Japanese films and stuff like that like film people like.
Mhm.
And he's definitely influenced by that. He made a Godzilla movie. I can't think of one. I don't know, like Arrival, like Denis Villeneuve films. Most of his films are kind of artsy, but he's crossed over and he's making things that Dune. But but he made like Blade Runner, the sequel, and nobody watched it, even though it was a good movie.
Man, I tried to watch it,
And
but
that
that
was a
was
movie.
another one
It's
where I was
yeah,
just too bored.
You are like the person that I'm talking about. Like, I feel like you're gonna go into it because you hear about it, you know the name Blade Runner, but then you get an artsy movie that you're like, well, this is kind of boring, and it
Yeah,
is
I
long.
guess I just want to be entertained, and I
Yeah,
just
it didn't
wasn't.
entertain you. I understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to because these movies just don't get made because they have to bring it to somebody in a suit that goes, and then they have to go, well, this movie and this movie meet. Yeah, this movie meets this movie, so it's not gonna. And they have to
Mhm.
get it made. They can't be like, here's my wacky, crazy idea. Can you give me $100 million? It just doesn't. They just will go, no, rejected. Give me Fast and
Yeah,
Furious 800. You know what I mean? Like it's this. The
I see
movies
what
aren't
you're
being
saying.
made. The only movies that get like that are getting made are $20 million movies, and they're from like A24. Like that's where we get Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's made for 5 cents.
Hmm.
And not a lot of people see that still. That those movies make like $100 million.
Hmm.
None of these movies are like. That's where I find it surprising that like a Christopher Nolan. I think Christopher Nolan's a good example. Like Inception, they're just like overly complicated. Like you're a smart person if you get these movies, but they're also Christopher Nolan knows he has his business hat on as well. He goes, well, I know Leonardo DiCaprio will get butts in the seats, and then I still make the movie
Yeah.
that I want to make. Right? You get DiCaprio to be in
Well,
Inception or whatever.
then maybe you should have done the same thing for this movie then, but you still needed to make it smarter. I feel like
Yeah, I think.
usually sci-fi movies and smart people, that's usually your audience.
Yeah, I like like an Avatar is probably the best example because that like those characters. Do you like? Are you really like? I didn't.
Exactly, yeah. It's all about the lore and the planet and
Yeah,
stuff
and
than the main characters.
yeah,
Yeah.
because like Sam Worthington, what is he doing?
Wasn't he a Terminator or something?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Possibly. And he was in Clash of the Titans, I think, because it was right after Avatar.
Yeah, that movie was terrible.
But like Zoe Saldana just was in other things that were like Guardians and stuff. Like she, but
Mhm.
and obviously whatever. But like I don't think that. And Sigourney Weaver's already a star, obviously, because she was in Aliens and stuff.
Yeah,
But
no, I see what you're saying.
I think that it's a difficult line to walk, but you need to have. I just think you need to have a bankable star. But these movies are not they do not get made. So, and they will
I
continue.
think if this world was interesting to explore and stuff, I think this movie would have done better for me. I don't think the world's interesting at all.
Yeah, but those things that I just said, I think if he had those things, if it wasn't John David Washington and Gemma Chan, if it was Denzel and this is 15 years ago, Denzel and Sandra Bullock, that would have made a lot more money because those two were. Well, I'm trying to think of it. What's a name at the time?
I see what you're saying.
Angelina Jolie.
Would have seen the movie, yeah, but it probably would have cost more to make. Yes,
a lot more money to make. You had somebody else.
Well, he got to make the movie he wanted, but there will never be a sequel, and it probably won't make his money back.
I don't think he wanted to make a sequel. That's the thing. Like, it's just
okay, fine. There won't be a sequel.
A movie
but
being
you won't
a movie.
Make your money back.
Yeah.
You'd be lucky if you make your money back.
Like I said, it's difficult for movies like this to get made and then make money. So, but whatever. I guess people want to see Paw Patrol.
You know what movie I have to hold out hope for a good sci-fi movie now? That Zack Snyder thing.
Oh, well, good luck.
That's what I have to look forward to now.
Well, good luck to you on that because
I know.
When does that even come out?
Isn't it like end of the year, like a December thing?
What is that movie even called? Rebel Moon?
Zack Snyder Star Wars. Yeah, it's Rebel Moon.
Yeah, Zack Snyder Star Wars. Rebel Moon. Sophia Boutella is the star of that movie. Oh, end of the year. I
am pretty curious for that movie. I will go in with an open mind, but I think I'm hoping it'll be better than the one we just watched.
I doubt it.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to have an open mind, Daniel.
All right. It's okay. I'm ready for Sucker Punch 2.
I think I'm glad going in with lower expectations because then I'll be a little happier.
Oh, I'll definitely be at rock bottom expectations. I saw Army of the Dead and I thought that movie sucked. But there's also about 1 billion zombie movies, so
so now it's okay if there's 1 billion of that type of movie.
There is 1 billion zombie movies. I didn't say.
Yeah, there's 1 billion sci-fi things too.
Yeah, like I think I think good sci-fi is harder.
Yeah, well, you're saying that this is original. It's really not that original.
Like I said, nothing is original. You have to make. You have to sell the movie.
Okay.
He can't sell this movie going, here's some very original thing. He has to go, this meets this or whatever. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I think we're good on that.
Yeah.
All right.
We will see you guys on the next one.
See you later.